there, welcome to One World YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to show you some unique and interesting facts on the only 3 city-states on Earth: Singapore, Monaco, and Vatican. The world's primary sovereign city-states, where an entire independent country fits within a single city, are Singapore, Monaco, and Vatican City, with others like Hong Kong and Macau often considered autonomous city regions rather than fully independent states. These modern examples, alongside historical ones like ancient Athens and Rome, thrive on trade, finance, and unique political statuses, functioning as fully self-governing entities. The 3 true city-states are Singapore, an island nation in Southeast Asia, a major global financial hub, and fully self-governed since 1965. Monaco, a tiny, wealthy principality on the French Riviera, known for luxury and its independent status. Vatican City, the smallest independent state in the world, located within Rome, serving as the spiritual and administrative center for the Catholic Church. Singapore. Singapore hides mysteries like its lion city name despite no native lions, its land literally expanding via reclamation, a banned chewing gum culture, except medical, and a Merlion mascot. Combining lion head or fish body from legend, plus unique features like Kopi culture. A powerful passport. And Haw Villa. Eerie statues, revealing a blend of strict rules, rich history, and futuristic innovation. 1. Nudity is normal at home. Have you ever dropped by your relative's place for a planned visit, only to be greeted by your uncle casually lounging around shirtless? A classic Singaporean experience, where the heat can make you question your life choices. Home nudity, especially for men, is basically a natural habit. Whether it's your dad, your uncle, or a neighbor who always leaves the gate wide open, chances are someone's walking around in nothing but boxers. Fighting the heat with pure skin-to-air contact, it's safe to say that they are fearless against Singapore's extreme heat. Did you know you can be reported for being naked, even in your own home? If one's nudity is visible from a public space, it may be considered an offense. Under the law, being naked in a private place, but still in public view, can lead to fines of up to $2,000 and imprisonment for up to 3 months. 2. Long hair was banned for males in the 1970s. Forget mullets or man buns. In 1970 Singapore, long hair on men was absolutely banned. Spooked by the rise of hippie culture, often consisting of long hair, beards, baggy clothes in vibrant colors, the government feared it would lead to drugs, rebellion, and a rupture in society. To keep things neat and morally upright, men with long hair were deemed unrespectable. Men with long hair were treated differently, being denied entry into the country, or had their passports confiscated at immigration. The infamous long hair policy was so strict, even international pop acts cancelled concerts in Singapore out of fear for their luscious long hair being sniped. 3. Cleaning ears in public. It might raise a few eyebrows elsewhere, but in Singapore, it's totally normal to spot uncles and aunties multitasking in public with cotton buds. Whether on the bus, at hawker centers, or even in the office, whipping out the cotton bud is as routine as checking your phone. Sometimes, people even use their bare fingers. If you think that's all, look down and you might just spot discarded cotton buds in dustbins or scattered on the floor. 4. Buy gold bars from vending machines. Forget snacks or drinks. Some malls in Singapore feature gold ATMs, where you can buy actual gold bars and coins on the spot. Whether you're looking for a flashy gift or just feeling spontaneous, these vending machines make owning a piece of gold as easy as grabbing a soda. 5. The Lion City without lions. Despite being called the Lion City, Singapore never had lions roaming its land. Legend has it that Sang Nila Utama mistook a Malayan tiger for a lion, thus naming the island Singapore the Lion City. The creature may have been misidentified, but the name stuck as a cherished and remarkable name. Nonetheless, it symbolizes Singapore's strength, pride, and resilience. Vatican City. What is the most mysterious country on the planet? A place where you don't need a passport or visa to enter, a nation that hires soldiers from another country to protect it. A country that has a population of around 800, its only national dishes could be summed up as a small, circular piece of unleavened bread and a sip of red wine, and whose head of state leads the country until he, and it's always a he, dies. If your answer is the Vatican, ding, 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 congratulations, you win a delicious dinner for one of a piece of unleavened bread and a sip of red wine. All kidding aside, although one of the most unique countries in the world, there are still a few facts about Vatican City that few people know. It's also very nebulous and mysterious. Books have been penned, movies have been produced, and academic papers have been written in an attempt to penetrate the walls of this tiny 121-acre nation-state, but they've only served to make it even more enigmatic and intriguing. 1. Bruno's gaze. While the head of the Catholic Church has been seated here for centuries, Vatican City has only officially existed since 1929. Before that, there were the Papal States, a huge swath of Italy ruled by the Pope for about 1,000 years. At its largest, the Papal States were 10,000 square miles. It all ended in the 19th century, with the creation of a unified Italian state. The papacy and Italian authorities were at odds. As you can see when you walk around Prati, the neighborhood that surrounds current-day Vatican City. Roman urban planners decided to give an implicit middle finger to the Vatican in the late 19th century by naming many streets and squares around Vatican City with historical figures who had gotten on the Pope's bad side. So, you may notice that the main square, just a few feet from the border, is called Piazza Risorgimento, the name for the fight for Italian unification. There is a street named for Pope hater Cola di Rienzo. And in Campo de Fiori, just across the river, a solemn-looking sculpture of Giordano Bruno, who was burned in this square by the Vatican. The erectors of the statue intentionally put Bruno's gaze straight at the Vatican. 2. Mussolini's gift. The micronation known as Vatican City was born out of a treaty. In 1929, after much fighting and passive-aggressive street naming practices, Pope Pius XI and Benito Mussolini came to an agreement. The Lateran Treaty recognizes the existence of the Italian state and the Vatican. And this micronation was born. To celebrate the treaty, Mussolini gave a gift to the Holy See, something many architects of the centuries had been chomping at the bit to do: create a dramatic approach to St. Peter's Basilica. The 500-yard Via della Conciliation, Street of Conciliation, bulldozed right through a series of medieval buildings to create a wide boulevard flanked by fascist-style architecture. 3. Overdue books. The The Vatican has its own army, in the form of the peacock-esque Swiss Guards, as well as its own postal service, bank, currency, publishing house, commissary, pharmacy, railway station, electrical generating plant, and even 2 jail cells. And, of course, along with its very popular museums. The Vatican has its own library, one of the oldest functioning libraries on the planet. Founded in 1471, the library boasts 75,000 manuscripts and 1.1 million printed books that are stocked in 37 miles of stacks, many of which are held underground. It's a very popular myth that the library is the depository for the largest porn collection on the planet. Many of the Vatican Library's most priceless works were lost to Spanish and German invaders during the infamous 1527 sack of Rome, but one of the most precious manuscripts held there today is the Codex Vaticanus, the world's oldest copy of the Bible, written by hand during the reign of Constantine, the first Roman emperor to legalize Christian worship in the early 4th century. 4. Snakes and bad wine. In the 1st century AD, Roman writer and philosopher Pliny the Elder said Vatican Hill was where you went to find snakes and bad wine. It's also the site of an ancient necropolis. It was here, many people believe, where Saint Peter was crucified. Hence the reason why the monumental St. Peter's Basilica was built smack on top of the old cemetery. The tombs are still there. You just have to know where to find them. And thankfully, the Vatican allows visitors to wander down below the Vatican to get a glance at this ancient necropolis. You can stroll around millennia-old streets lined with millennia-old mausoleums. The highlight, especially if you're a Catholic, is a peek at the supposed bones of Saint Peter resting in his well-lit tomb. One curious addendum: in 1942, St. Peter's bones were discovered by archaeologists and then promptly lost. They were rediscovered in a cardboard box stashed away in a back Vatican office, and a decade later placed back in the spot where they were originally found. 5. Old St. Peter's. Before the gargantuan St. Peter's Basilica that you see today, there was the old St. Peter's. One fact about Vatican City few people know is that the original church was erected in the 4th century and was ordered by Roman Emperor Constantine, who famously, and supposedly, had a vision of a burning cross in the sky before a battle at the Ponte Milvio, just outside of Rome in the year 312, and converted to Christianity as a result. There is nothing left of the old St. Peter's, so you'll just have to use your imagination. Monaco. Known for its lavish wealth, the location for 3 James Bond films, and boasting the highest life expectancy in the world, the French Riviera city-state of Monaco is familiar to millions. But how much do you really know about a destination that is smaller than New York City's Central Park? Well, ahead of this weekend's Formula E Monaco E-Prix, we thought we'd share a few facts about the location for Round 7. 1. Monaco is richer than you think. Spanning an area of 0.78 square miles and having a population of just 38,300, Monaco is one of the densest countries in the world, where 32% of the population is made up of millionaires. It also has the world's second highest GDP per capita, at $165,420, and also boasts the most expensive street in the world, Avenue Princess, with an average price of $17,750 per square foot. No wonder it is nicknamed the billionaire's playground. 2. Its citizens aren't allowed to gamble. For a place famed for its casinos, this might sound strange, but it's true. The origins date back to Prince Charles III of Monaco, who ruled during the late 1800s. At the time, the country was on its knees financially, so Charles took to studying the economics of neighboring countries and hatched a plan to create a gaming industry. To allow his own citizens to gamble would have been counterproductive, so he banned them. However, given foreign nationals are free to gamble and make up 80% of the 38,300 population, it's not really an issue. Interestingly, the secret to its gambling success was an entrepreneur named Francois Blanc, who invented the roulette wheel and made it exclusive to Monte Carlo until the 1930s. 3. It has a lot in common with Indonesia. Yes, they might be 11,379 kilometers apart, but Monaco and Indonesia share something in common: flags. Bizarrely, the national flag of Monaco is nearly identical to that of Indonesia. Both the countries are horizontal by color of red and white, with the only difference being that the flag of Indonesia is slightly longer. Why? Well, more likely it's just a coincidence, with Monaco's flag based on the colors in the shield of the Monegasque princely arms, and those for Indonesia dating back to its association with the Majapahit Empire. 4. It is one of the safest places in the world. Okay, so given its size and status, this is perhaps not that surprising. But did you know that Monaco has one police officer for every 100 residents? Compare that to neighboring France, which has 0.429 per 100. It also claims to be one of the most high-security places in the world, with 24-hour CCTV covering the entire principality. 5. Monaco takes sustainability very seriously. Demonstrating its green credentials is a long-term focus of the Principality of Monaco, and has set itself the target of cutting 55% of its greenhouse gas emissions, compared to 1990 levels, by 2030. It also plans to be carbon neutral by 2050. What's more, there are more than 700 charging points provided in public car parks and roads throughout Monaco, as well as incentives for any EV buyers. Thanks for watching. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and share.